Hi, I am Kate, your college and career prep consultant. In this video, I will quickly share general information about the elements of the financial aid package FAFSA. I will also share 6 ways for making money when in college, while at the same time building your experience and networking base. At the end of this video, I will share a personal story about benefits you could earn by joining the U.S. Armed Forces. The key topics for the video are FAFSA and its elements. If you're not already a subscriber, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get updates when we put out new content. If you find this video could be helpful to someone else, please share. Let's talk about the elements of the financial aid package, FAFSA. FAFSA is an acronym that stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. It's a form that every college applicant is required or is expected to fill to apply for financial aid for college or graduate school. There are 4 main types of financial aid: grants, scholarships, work study, and loans. There are 3 elements of the FAFSA. They are grants, work study, and loans. As you can tell, FAFSA is broad and there are several things that you would need to learn about FAFSA. But before that, I'll share some of the key information that is required if you need to fill out the FAFSA form. You will need your social security number. You will need your alien registration number if that's what you use if you're not a U.S. citizen. You will need your federal income tax returns, that's the W-2s, and other records of money earned that is required. You will need your bank statement and records of investments if this is applicable. And you'll need records of untaxed income if applicable. The form is said to be complicated to apply, but it has step-by-step directions, so it should not be that difficult. If you have all this information prepared beforehand, you will clearly be able to complete the form with no issues. Let's talk about one of the elements of FAFSA, which is the scholarships and grants. Most grants are distributed based on financial need as determined by one's FAFSA application. Scholarships derive from a variety of sources. Some are awarded simply in response to the information you share in your admission application. Others take a bit more work, requiring you to submit additional applications or essay or do an interview. The other element of FAFSA is the work study. Work study is essentially a part-time job that allows you to earn up to the fixed amount of money stated in your financial aid award letter. How much you will make depends on your level of need, your school's funding, and the number of hours you put in on the job. Unlike income from regular job, the money made from work study position is not counted against you on the FAFSA. These positions could be on and off campus depending on what opportunity your school has available. If you have an opportunity to participate in a work study, weigh it against other options. Also, don't just take the first option you find. Do your homework so you can find the right spot for you. Basically, a work study means that you get a job, but this is a job that will be paying you a stipend for your expenses, but the rest of the pay goes to your tuition. It goes directly to the school. Let's talk about student loans. As you can tell, FAFSA is not only about loans like most people think, and I will later be doing a video about the myths about FAFSA, so look out for that. And while talking about loans, I just like to be upfront and say loans stink. They're not good. and they're the last option that I give most of the students when I'm advising them. I tell students that we need to try and do the best we can as early as we can to get the free money fast before we can even think about applying for a loan. So I tell them, please avoid them by all means possible. Your financial aid package will likely contain one or more options to borrow money. Like any other loan, this is money that has to be repaid with interest. By the time you've paid off the original debt plus its compound interest, the total cost can be excessive. That's why you hear most of the news people saying that students are nowadays graduating school with a loan of over $70,000, and this is a lot of money for a student who's starting up to have an entry-level job with an entry-level pay and be able to pay a $70,000 loan. That's similar to some of the mortgages in some areas in the country, and so that's not advisable. Let's talk about internships. An internship is a temporary position offered by a company or organization that gives a student real-world experience, knowledge, and skills relevant to a particular career field. Many of those opportunities don't pay, and that's okay, because in a sense, they tend to pay off down the road. Others are really good that offer students a stipend or wage. Interning while in college provides a host of benefits that can catapult you into your post-college career. A few ways to get most out of your internship include earning credit. Nearly all colleges and universities grant students an opportunity to earn credit for their internship efforts. Gaining experience. This is the key thing that I try to emphasize for students who hesitate getting internships because they think since they're not getting paid, they don't want to do it. But experience is a big thing. I always tell students you will graduate school with an education. By the time you're applying for a job, they will be asking for your experience. So building your experience while you're still doing your school or when you're still obtaining your education is a very positive thing. So getting an internship, whether it pays or it doesn't pay, is very important just to gain that experience. Internships give students a behind the scene outlook on a career that they are interested in. Making connections is also a key thing or opportunity as to why you have to take an internship. Many students walk away from internships with major connections that pay off at the end. A lot of doors open for me as a result of mentors and supervisors. So once you're interning, there are people who are mentoring, there are people who are supervising you. They might end up being your lifelong friends, and also they will also end up being the individuals that will help you succeed in your career. To optimize your networking potential, build a good work relationship with your supervisor. Be a team player and prepare to network. Let's talk about co-ops. That's short for cooperative education programs, or co-ops are partnerships between schools and employers that allow students to receive paid career training within their field of study. Co-ops make it possible for participants to work alongside professionals on real-world projects, make an income, and in some cases, earn credit. That's college credit. So co-ops are good opportunities to look into whenever you want to achieve those three things at the same time. If your college offers these, they're good opportunities to take. Let's talk about traditional jobs. It's called freelancing, and this is just when you look for a job while you're still in college. I usually advise students to mostly look for jobs that will build their experience, the internships, the co-ops, or the work study. But if those don't work, you still need to make some money. You need to have living expenses or personal expenses covered. You can always just find a job, build. You can do any freelance work, especially for those who have special languages or special skills. There are always so many opportunities out there online that you can look into, like translating for us who speak Swahili, or translating if you speak another language. There are several ways that you can freelance. Build a business as a freelancer is a great way for college students to make money while also maintaining a high level of flexibility. Being online creates that flexibility. If you have a skill that will bring value to others, outsourcing platforms and smartphone apps have made it easier than ever to offer and get paid for your services. Companies like Uber, Lyft provide another flexible option for work. They're good to look into. Let's talk about employment at college. If you get a job at college, in most cases, tuition is given at a discount. Some schools give up to 80%, so that's a good option to look into to save money while you're still going to school. Some colleges will give you part-time work, or they'll give you 2 part-time jobs, maybe manning an IT desk where you're taking calls when students have issues logging in and resetting passwords. They give you jobs as a tutor where you report in the afternoons and do tutoring for lower level students in college. And with that, you're able to accumulate some stipend that would help you offset your college cost. Assistantships are also strong options for college employment. They are designed to provide paid part-time academic related work to graduate students. This usually is for graduate students where they work with the professors to maybe grade papers or to prepare course materials for the professors, and that way they get paid, or sometimes to do some presentations on behalf of the professors. So this gives you experience in various areas that may become handy in the future in your career, but also gives you an opportunity to save towards your college costs. Tuition assistance programs. These are programs that are provided by employers. So if you work in a major organization here in the US, you'll realize that most of them have tuition assistance program. Some have some requirements that work around that. That is, if you've worked in the company maybe for a year, and similar situations where they will say that you will have to be taking a major that is related to the work that you're doing. I did use my tuition assistant at my job when I was doing my MBA, and this is because I was taking an MBA in business and management, and that's the field that I'm in. So those are good opportunities that you could look into and take advantage of. Finally, I'll talk about the U.S. Armed Forces, and this is personal to me because my husband has served in the U.S. Army, and I know some of the benefits most of the benefits that he's gotten through this opportunity. Although he joined the Army at an older age, he still needed some of the benefits, especially like the tuition benefits, to do his MBA, and now in the process of doing his doctorate. So the U.S. Armed Forces has opportunities where they pay for tuition, and this is full tuition, including books, and they give you a stipend for accommodation. So for a student who is considering looking into the U.S. Armed Forces or any of the military branches, they have these opportunities. So it's a good way to get a start of your life without debt, having your tuition paid, and having your expenses taken care of so that you can be debt free. There are several schools that are called military schools. Those are schools that you could have an opportunity to join, and these have very good training. And I think the key benefit with this military situation, especially for me, was the GI Bill. my husband was able to study while he was abroad in Iraq when he had been deployed. Through the GI Bill, all his college classes were paid. He had a stipend for his books, and we had also a living stipend to pay to offset some of the bills. So that's a big benefit when you're trying to start off in college. In most public schools, there is the organization called the ROTC. This is also very beneficial for our kids in high school. And this is because it gives them the discipline and the structure that they need to be able to be successful later in life, not only in college, but later in life. I have seen students that have been able to join this and have become very focused in what they're doing in their education. Some have ended up going into the military, and others have just ended up going into public life, but have also been successful just because of the training that they took in ROTC. So if you're a parent watching this, it's a good thing to encourage your child to join the ROTC in high school. I had mentioned about the tuition assistant. There's also scholarships that are specifically for military individuals. So that's another opportunity to offset college costs. There are scholarships for veterans. These are the military individuals that have retired, that have completed their term with the military. They're called veterans. Veterans have very many benefits. Veterans have benefits for various things that would assist them and also their families and even their kids. So looking into these opportunities, it's very good for the family. The other final benefit that I also take personally is looking into military benefits that are state specific. For example, in Texas, we have the Hazelwood. Hazelwood is a college benefit where my husband got 150 credit hours for college. And those credit hours he's able to share with his kids. He can hand them over to the kids, and the kids can benefit from those, so they can go to college without having to pay tuition. I think that is a big benefit because tuition cost is expensive. So having to offset that, especially for your kids, that's a blessing in itself. I will stop here. I hope this information is helpful to you. This is the fourth and the final video for our series for funding for college, and the several ways that I've shared in the previous videos for how to pay for college. If you've missed any of the videos, feel free to check out our YouTube channel, and you'll be able to see those videos on the playlist. If you're a student and you are confused about what options to select or what would work for you to have a successful college experience, please reach out by scheduling a one-on-one appointment with me, and I will be glad to help you to determine what works for you. Visit our website at www.eltconsultingsolutions.com for more information about our services. Remember to subscribe, to share, and I thank you for watching this. Have a great day.